Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition, Kendra Curris, the chairperson for the Elgin's Earth Month celebration, talks about Elgin's Green Expo, slated for April 4th at the Edward Schock Center of Elgin. The 43rd annual Elgin Valley Foxtrot will take place on Sunday, May 31st. We will hear from the City of Elgin's Special Events Coordinator, Kate O'Leary, and also from Mr. Tim Williams, who, along with other community members, help keep this trot running. The Elgin Public Museum in Lords Park is celebrating its 100th year. We'll hear from their great volunteer, Marge Fox, as she talks about some of the great plans for the 100th anniversary for the Elgin Public Museum. The Mayor David Captain segment comes from the Elgin Police Facility, and we hear from Elgin Police Chief Anna Lally and also Rope Officer Heather Farrell. We have something really special coming our way from the Director of Marketing for Elgin Senior Service Associates, Adele Larson. It's an event upcoming in April called Aging with Grace and Humor, readings written and performed by Elgin citizens. The Elgin Downtown Neighborhood Association Winter Market for February was snowy outside, but toasty inside at 51 South Grove. We'll hear from the director of the market. That's Christine Gonzalez of the DNA. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. We open the show here from the Edward Schock Center of Elgin because it's going to be a hub of activity during the month of April. You are?
Kendra Curris.
And your title?
Elgin Earth Month Chair.
So the Elgin Earth Month, everything going on, a lot of it right here, isn't that right?
That's right.
We're going to stay green.
Yes. There's going to be a Elgin Green Expo right here in the gym behind us, as well as a few other speakers and things going on right in this building and some of the surrounding rooms.
And of course, also, there's going to be a great Midwest Green Expo car show, isn't there?
Right. The Midwest Green Car Expo will be right outside these doors in the parking lot.
It's so exciting. We haven't had really a Green Expo in a few years. Since you moved here, we haven't had any, and this is great, isn't it?
Yeah, this is wonderful. We're really excited to be able to bring this back to Elgin.
What will we see?
We could see anything from local businesses. We'll see alternative energy providers. There's going to be a lot of different companies talking to us about how to be more green in our everyday life.
The day is April 4th. You're still looking for volunteers and help here in the month of March, aren't you?
Yes, we are. There's many ways to get involved. You can provide day of assistance for the expo, as well as we're looking for people to tell their sustainable stories. There's many ways to get involved with like marketing and sponsorships. So please reach out to us.
Our community loves the green aspect, and Mayor Captain loves that as well, so it's wonderful for us, isn't it?
It is. It's really great for Elgin.
When we look away from the Edward Schock Center, what else happens at the library and elsewhere?
At the library, at the same day, there will be many family-oriented activities, but not just on April 4th with the expo and the car show, but all throughout the entire month of April. There will be many events going on, lots of speakers, kids' activities, family activities, and ways to actually get involved in the community and make a difference.
Wonderful. Well, 50 years ago, too young for you, my dear, but 50 years ago on April 22, it was, of course, the very first day, the Earth Day that we celebrated, wasn't it?
That's correct. So we're actually celebrating 50 years of Earth Day.
With 50 activities?
Yes, we're trying.
Do we leave anything out? Tell us the website where we can get more information.
Well, if you're looking for more information, go to cityofelgin.org/earthmonth.
All right. Did we leave anything out?
I think that's it.
Again, we're right at the Edward Schock Center of Elgin, so be looking for that on April 4th. And that car show is wonderful, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be a really great experience. You're going to see not just electric cars, but all sorts of alternative fuel cars.
That would involve our good friend Rich Hirschberg, who's very much involved in that, isn't he?
Yes, this is his project, and we're excited to be able to have it part of our expo.
We just have seconds left. How did you get involved with this?
My husband's on the Elgin Sustainability Commission, and I helped them last year with their Susties Awards dinner, and so I was excited to be able to take on this project today.
And you're relatively new to Elgin, aren't you?
Yeah, we've been here about 6 years.
You love the city?
Yeah, it's a great city.
Because we're sustainable.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate all the information. Good work on that.
Thank you.
We'll see everybody April 4th right here, starting with the Edward Schock Center of Elgin. Thanks.
Thank you.
The 43rd annual Elgin Valley Foxtrot will take place this year, but with some changes. With that in mind, we're going to introduce our events coordinator. You were in charge of all events for the city of Elgin, Kate O'Leary.
Yes, as of last year.
And Kate, you know the story, how different this year's trot is.
Yes, I do. The Elgin Valley Foxtrot that we've done kind of in years past was a great event. It still is a great event. It's just something that we kind of had to modify or change, and we put it to the council just to kind of see where the interest was. We were finding that interest was still there, but maybe in a changed format just to see kind of how many runners are going to come out, what maybe the route is different, maybe we need a different date, and luckily we had a lot of help with that.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So the city would offer $5,000 and then the community takes over.
Correct. Yeah, this year in order to kind of help offset the costs, I know that a big portion of the cost for our own Foxtrot was police, land management, traffic, barricade rentals, things like that kind of eat up a lot of the budget of the event. And so in an effort to help a community group continue doing the Foxtrot, the city was in support of offering a $5,000 sponsorship to kind of offset those police and fire costs.
Wonderful. And Kate, that brings us to Tim Williams, our savior. You became Mr. Community with the help from a lot of folks, Tim Williams.
Well, certainly with the help from a lot of folks. I'm a member of the Kenyon Farm Runners, which is a running group in Elgin, and we've been running the Foxtrot for well over 25 years. And when we heard that the Foxtrot might go away, and there was an opportunity to keep it going if we just got involved, we said it's a natural for us. What else would we be doing that weekend?
That's a wonderful spirit.
So we did, with the help of the city, with the $5,000 grant, took over the responsibility running the Foxtrot. It's still going to raise money for nonprofits. It's going to be a modified course. It's the 10-mile, and it's also the 5K. And we're going to start north of the library and head north up through the neighborhoods that we typically would go through before, but we're actually taking it out on the Fox River Trail. So truly it will be a Foxtrot race. Wow. And we're hoping to have all the pomp and circumstance and a great post-race party. We've partnered with the Elgin Lions Club, who's going to be a big part of this, and we've also partnered with F3 Events.
For the first time in 42 years, it's going to be run on a Sunday. You picked Sunday for a good reason. May 31, not only because it's your birthday, but also for a reason Sunday.
Yeah, a couple of reasons, actually. We won't be having to fight the graduations, the U46 and the District 300 graduations, which typically take place Memorial Day weekend. We're not fighting the Memorial Day weekend holiday. And lastly, we're not fighting an event in Chicago, the Soldier Field 10-miler, which takes place the week before. So now people who love to run 10 miles have one choice that weekend, and that's the Elgin Valley Foxtrot.
It'll take place on the May 31, as we mentioned. We have just about 30 seconds. Did we leave anything out?
Well, we did. Registration is open at elginfoxtrot.com. Be sure to register quickly. Take advantage of discounts because the price goes up as we get closer to the race. And we're looking forward to having everyone come out. We need volunteers and we need more sponsors. So please go on elginfoxtrot.com and reply. Thank you.
Here in Elgin today, we'll talk with you before the event as well. We'll get more information.
Absolutely.
Right?
Thanks, Jeff.
Register early. Kate O'Leary, you're not going to be dismissed yet. What have you got for us for March?
Well, in March, we actually are partnering with the Gale Borden Public Library. There's a census awareness event here at the Center of Elgin in the Heritage Ballroom on March 14th from 11 to 1. We are going to hopefully have a play on Pi Day, so any way you slice it, you count.
Ooh, that was well done. Well done, my dear. Congratulations. We got to get out here. Thanks, Tim Williams. Thanks, Kate O'Leary. And that's our segment. We're running again this year for the Foxtrot. We are delighted to be right here at Lord's Park and not far away from the Bison at the Elgin Public Museum. And Marge Fox, our good friend, is here. Marge, how are you?
I'm fine.
You look delightful.
It's a sunny day.
Yeah, when you're around, it's always sunny, my dear. And the museum, it's some sunny times with the museum. These are fun times here, aren't they?
Exactly. This is a very special place.
Tell us what we've been up
We're
to lately.
celebrating 100 years, the oldest museum in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
Built as a museum and still functioning as a museum.
That's great, isn't it?
And the Elgin Public Museum doesn't tell our whole story because we do natural history and anthropology.
We do. We've got a passenger pigeon right in front of us
We
here.
have a passenger pigeon who's long extinct, over 100 years.
That's great.
And here she is.
She was cooing at me, though. You sure she's extinct?
Beautiful, yep.
Recently, of course, with the museum, the 100-year anniversary you talked about, that's been great to look back. And your great staff, Sherry Blazer and the great staff, and Joe and everybody have really have spruced things up, haven't they?
Sherry's doing some research on that to help us celebrate our 100th anniversary. And got a big Facebook page going so people know who we are and what we do. And our new exhibits that have been put together in the last 8 weeks or so.
You brought some birds that are well known out of storage to be showcased right as we walk in. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
That's what we were. Another sad note. We were sad to hear about the passing of Peggy. Peggy Stromberg passed away.
I worked with Peggy for over 20 years, and we kept the museum going that time and expanded our programs. And we're still working at it. Yeah,
she was so instrumental in keeping that going. Well, right now, again, with the current crew that you have, it's been fun to be involved with that again. What catches your eye? I know we put up new signage, haven't we?
In this museum?
Yeah.
Well, the architecture itself is fabulous. a museum is a very special place, and when kids don't come into a museum, they don't understand what a museum feels like and what it smells like and what it looks like. And we have kids come in and say, "Ooh, where do you get all this stuff?" So it's
Gotta
really
take it home.
it's really important that kids come in and families come in, and so we're really trying to get more scout groups and senior groups and
We want to mention one thing. Yeah,
to come in.
Yeah, so come on in and join us right here, Lord's Park. And, of course, throughout the March and April into May and Memorial Day, you're open every weekend from 12 to 4, and then you expand your hours for the summer months.
Yes, we're every day except Monday. We're here 12 to 4 during the summer, and we do many, many, many programs in the zoo.
Oh, wonderful.
In conjunction with the Friends of Lord's Park Zoo.
Yeah, a great zoo, of course. And can we get in touch with you here? Phone number here?
Yeah. Just call the museum.
Call the museum. It's
Call
simple.
the museum.
Make
Check
sure
the
you.
Facebook.
All right, Facebook.
It's all on Facebook.
Sherry Blazer's Facebook's
Right.
most active in town. Check that. Make sure you're out here.
And occasionally in the newspaper.
All right, we've covered every venue here. Good work. That's why, Marge, you're here. Now, remind the folks, though, the amazing part of this structure is it's so amazing, but it was unfinished for like 90 years, wasn't it?
The Grand Hall was the first one that was put in, and then the wing we're standing in, this west wing, was added later. At one time, there were just storage sheds in this space, and
right.
Then this was added, and in the year 2000, we added the East Wing and incorporated the LaSalle 2 expedition as part of that exhibit.
And in the 90s, the elevator, we're almost out of time with that. It's wonderful because the man who was doing it passed away and it kind of stood still. But it is a classic. You want to come out to the Elgin Public Museum. Marge, we always like to see you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
You're
Okay.
working hard, aren't you?
Yep.
Good. We're going to put up some displays here shortly. That's it right here, Lord's Park. Come on out. It's a wonderful place, the Elgin Public Museum. See you later. The Elgin Downtown Neighborhood Association Winter Market for February was snowy outside, but toasty inside at 51 South Grove.
So snow did not stop anyone. We had a wonderful time at our February winter market. We have 2 more chances, so come on out March 21st, April 18th. You have 2 more chances to shop from our art vendors, some of our farmers market vendors, new vendors. We have a ton. I don't even know where they're all coming from, but they're here. People are here. We're inside all levels of Dream Hall at 51. So you can come on the lower level, the upper level. You can explore the whole building.
Wonderful. A lot of your friends from the summer market are here.
Yes, you will find many of our summer market vendors here. Farmer Nick, Tato and Laddie's Microgreens, Red Flower Organic. So if you want eggs, you want greens, you want meat, we have it. Or if you want honey, if you want so much. So we have a variety of vendors. Everyone should come out, 10 to 2. We're inside, nice and warm, away from this Illinois weather. So spend your Saturday with us.
And we're upstairs right now, but downstairs we get peanut brittle and everything as well. Kim.
Yes, we expanded into our lower level, so we now have twice as many vendors as we do. We're going to keep growing every single month, and I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to be outdoors for the summer. But until then, you can spend time with us inside. Yes, I recommend going to downtownelgin.com, and you can very easily navigate through our website to find everything you need.
And we spoke with a shopper who loved the day.
I'm Scotty Bloomer. I'm from Elgin, Illinois. Been here almost 35 years. And man, I got to say, I've had a great time just here at the winter market, just seeing everybody just thriving in their element. And some good vibes here, man. Some great vibes. And it's always great to see you, man. You bring the vibes, right?
You're most kind. What caught your eye individually? Any other booth?
Gosh, yeah, I got to say, I think the soaps back there's one soap back there that said Sexy Man Soap. Wink, wink to my wife, right? Like, hey, let's get it. So that was definitely one of them. I got to say the honey booth was really good. There's a lot of cool, like, beeswax, candles, some good honeys. And, of course, you got all the meats over here. That was really cool to see, you know, freshly wrapped meat. I mean, come on, that's a man's thing, right? But anyways, great times. Love seeing the Elgin community doing this. This is great.
It's time for our segment with Mayor David Captain. You've got a busy segment for us today, Mayor.
Yeah, we do, Jeff. Good morning. We're in the Elgin Police Department lobby, and with us today are Chief Anna Lally and Officer Heather Farrell. We're going to talk about policing, and I think it's really important for our community. We hear it every day. What's going on in the city of Elgin? What's the crime like? And I know it goes back back to former Mayor Schock, and I talked about the crime rate in Elgin and the image that we had. And I said the crime rate here has been terrific. We've been making great progress. I want to have Chief Lally talk about. We've celebrated 49 years of decreasing crime rate, and tell us what that means. What does that mean to a community, and what does that mean to a police department?
And welcome, Chief.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. So this year, well, actually in 2019, we saw a 17% decrease from where we were in 2018. And so that, as the mayor stated, that is a 49-year low, record low in Elgin. Right. And so I think, when we look back and think about, how are we getting to that number? Where are we getting? How are we accomplishing that? I think there's a lot that goes into that. From our programs, our initiatives, one being the ROPE program, but it's also engagement with the community, and it's also having an informed community and an educated community. So the Elgin Police Department, we are constantly putting out information inclusive of when things are happening. Every month I do a show called Lally in the Valley, and I talk about crime stats. And that was something that I started when I became the chief in July of 2018, because I think it's important that the community sees on a monthly basis what are our trends so we can address them appropriately. Deploying strategic plans, initiatives, programs to hit a certain crime. And just to give you a quick example, we saw our burglary to motor vehicles go up in 2017. So in 2018, we again saw that spike. In 2019, at the beginning of the year, we get together and we say, what can we do to drive that number down? And we were very meticulous about making sure that we push that information out to the community. It was a lot of engagement, a lot of messaging, and then obviously the officers doing amazing police work, and so we were able to drive that number down. So we're going to take that model of just constantly talking about it and really work on some of the things that we want to work this year, which is our shots fired, calls for service, which they have been decreasing, but that obviously generates a lot of public, they want to know what's going on. So we're going to take that same model and really get together, and we've already had a meeting here at the department with a lot of the units thinking about our strategic plan towards driving those numbers down as well. So I think it's an engaged community. It's a great partnership. It's officers who are smart. They embrace technology. They embrace untraditional types of policing. And when you get that combination together, I think that's where the magic happens.
No question about that. Mayor, when you go to other communities, you often get praise about the police department.
All the time, absolutely, and how wonderful things are working. And I think one of the changes that over the last 10 years we've seen citywide is that we've taken government outside of the buildings that we're in. The chief goes out, the officers go out, have coffee, they go out and talk to people in the community. Works for everybody. Works for the fire department, works for the city manager's office, the mayor does it, and I think that's something that's really resonated within the community, that we're just people doing a job here. And we're not hiding out, we're not staying inside the confines of the police department. We want to get out and talk to people, and you can really hear what their issues are. And I think that's something that's really important. A number of years ago, I think one of the changes that happened was the ROPE program, as Chief alluded to. And former Chief Charles Gruber and Eric Isom came up with a concept about creating officers in the highest crime areas. And the city went out, the process has changed a lot in the last few years, but purchased houses and we rehabbed houses, so it kind of killed two birds with one stone. We took one of the worst houses in the neighborhood, cleaned it up, fixed it up, and put a police officer in there to help with crime. And with us today is Heather Farrell. And Heather's been a ROPE officer for 7 years. And tell us what that's like, and tell us what it's like to live in a community and work with the people.
Heather, we welcome you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. So being in a ROPE house and living in a distressed neighborhood, you have two roles here. You're living there as a neighbor, as a resident, and then you're also doing your job too. So it's more than just a job. It's actually being there and being the stimulus for your neighborhood and your boundaries and everything that goes around the police department too. So that is a rewarding experience. Now I'm in my 6th year now. By the end of my term, I'll have done 7 years. And to be there that long is really rewarding to everyone. So myself, my family, my police department that I represent, and all of the residents and neighbors that I've met along the way. So we focus on 3 major things being resident officers, and that is being problem solvers. A lot of people have a lot of problems. They, instead of just calling 911 or calling the non-emergency number with us, they can come to me and either call me I mean, all avenues of technology now. I get a lot of texts in the middle of the night. They come knocking on my door still. So we are there for them to assist them in getting what they need. And we have a lot of programs and services to achieve that. And I don't think a lot of people really know all that we have to offer. And the second thing is improving the quality of life of where we live. So we all have rope boundaries. We service that area. And inside those areas, we are really reaching out to the youth, to now seniors, and then to everyone else that falls along that. So a big event that we have in August is always National Night Out. The resident officers in their neighborhoods put on this big party in the street, and I know one of my block parties is like the biggest.
You're number one, aren't you number one?
It is number one, besides Festival Park, but I heard that's changing, so I'll be able to take the medal on that. But it is such a great event, and it really brings everyone together, and that is the whole point of that. And the last thing is empowering those residents to take ownership back of their neighborhood. So we're working on quality of life issues like, traffic issues, reducing crime, and really bringing people together for the right reasons. It's just been awesome.
Congratulations on a great run. We'll miss you there. I'm always feel much more secure when I drive on Spring Street and I see your vehicle.
It's really nice to know that I can drive by and I not only see residents, but they've become friends, and that is just awesome to me.
Wonderful. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think one of the things that it pays great dividends to the police department and to the community, and we've mentioned this a number of times, that our police officers go on to other communities to become chiefs in other communities, and we constantly worry
all the time, Mayor.
Constantly worry about losing people, but that's not a bad thing to me. And I think part of the great police officers that we have came out of the ROPE program, and I think they learn how to be a cop. They learn what it's like to live in a neighborhood with people and the day-to-day trials and tribulations. And I don't think you can get that same thing by just being on patrol. I think you're there and you get the questions from people, and they say, "My son's getting to be a problem. How can I work with this, and how do you help out?" And I think that something that's part of the learning curve for human beings, for people.
Oh, no question. And when we go to even basketball games, your officers are talking with the kids at a Larkin or Elgin game. We're going to sign you to a long-term contract. Is that all right?
Sure, I'm in. I'm in. Yes. I think with just what the mayor had mentioned too, the initiatives that we have, whether the officers are playing basketball or we're sitting down over a cup of coffee, or we are, doing a variety of things, untraditional things. We are knitting with officers. We're baking cookies with kids. So, but that engagement, it has to be genuine. And the engagement is when you go into a coffee with a cop and, you see people talking, and you have to be willing to accept both the good feedback, but also the bad feedback. And then you have to actually be able to then say, you know what, I hear what you're saying, and let me try to do something to help. So I think the engagement goes both ways, and I think we have an amazing Elgin community. We are always at the police department looking to strive to be better and to do better for the community, and part of that is listening and then taking what people are saying and doing something with it. And so, that's the philosophy of the Elgin Police Department, and I think it will continue, with the work that officers do every single day, and they do amazing work.
And again, congratulations with senior services you're often at, and of course, Jeff Turner Community Meal. You're there cooking or chefing or serving.
And I think the message in that is that prior to me becoming the chief, I was at these events. So it's not just because I'm the chief and now I should go there. It's because I truly believe in giving back to the community in which I serve, and I think that to do that, it starts from the top with my command staff, so that people know that it's not just I expect Heather to be there. I'm there alongside of her, and it's a philosophy that you have to feel in your heart, and then you have to show it. And so I love doing things like that.
Wonderful. We're down to about 1 minute, Mayor.
I think, Jeff, one last thing, policing's changed a lot, and I'll give a personal story from one of the police officers here. He said, "Mayor, when I was here 20 years ago," he said, started as a policeman 20 years ago, every week I'd go out and count shell casings in neighborhoods from shots being fired. And he says, never happens anymore. He said that's how much things have changed, and with the way the community's changed, we're also looking at more social aspects of being a police officer and not just chasing guys down alleys anymore. So the world's changed. These two ladies have been a big part of that for the Elgin community, and we're very blessed to have them be with the Elgin Police Department.
No question about that. Did you name Allie in whatever that? What's that?
Rally in the Valley. That's my hit show. I'm going to get an Emmy for that. So, no, that was actually Christy Hilton, who is our public information. She's very clever, and so we need more viewers. So
all right,
yes.
We're going to wrap. Congratulate Heather. We're going to miss you, but we'll see you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
All right, Mayor.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll see you next month.
That's our segment with Mayor David Captain and crew. Here at Senior Services, we get a chance in Elgin to talk with the marketing director, Adele Larson. Adele, you've got something great for us, don't you?
We do. I'm very excited, and thanks for stopping by. We have a play that we're going to be benefiting from called Aging with Grace and Humor. Wow. And we're very excited. It's going to be on April 29th and 30th, and it's going to be held here in Elgin at the Imago, and it'll be 7:30 in the evening. It's about a 90-minute play. It'll be read aloud by 6 of the local Elginites, and we're very excited to be the beneficiary of any proceeds from that play.
That's wonderful. Karen Fox and Mark Siegel and Sylvia Grady all be involved with that, and great folks, aren't they?
That's very exciting. We can't wait. This was brought to us by Sylvia and Cherie, Sylvia Grady and Cherie Murphy. They brought it to us as an opportunity, and we just couldn't be more thrilled that they did that. So we're very, very happy.
Wonderful. At Imago, how will this work on this night?
It will basically be, again, as I said, it'll be people reading aloud, and they'll be on the stage. And there's a really great teaser for you. There is actually a class reunion story that comes up, and
Really?
It's so funny. You can't wait for that. So that's going to be really great.
Wow. So this play, what time will it get underway on the nights of April 29 and 30?
Sure. It's going to be at 7:30 in the evening. As I mentioned, it's going to be about 90 minutes long. No intermissions.
Oh, my heaven.
And there's about 6 different acts, so it's going to be great.
I've heard so much talk about this. Folks are always quizzing me about tickets. Can you tell us? Yeah. I can't even act.
Well, the tickets are $25,
Yeah.
and they are available on our website. They can get a link through there, and they can email Cherie. They can look at our Facebook page, etc.
And again, the proceeds will go to Elgin Senior Services. Tell me what this will mean to you.
Oh, it means the world to our seniors, and they have done this previously, Cherie and Sylvia, to benefit another nonprofit. We're so thrilled that they thought of us and our seniors. Our seniors are so dear to us. We are so happy to be a beneficiary of this.
You got some great sponsors. Bravo is going to be involved,
Yes,
are they not?
absolutely. Yes, and Imago has helped as well.
Beautiful
Yes,
facility.
It absolutely is, and the city of Elgin has been a part of it as well.
Well, we'll look forward to that. That'll be April 29 and April 30th, and that's start time?
7:30.
All right. Is there a cameo for you in it?
Absolutely not.
Oh, could you have thought about that for a while?
No.
Well,
But I will probably be on stage to say hello to everyone when we get there. How's that?
Oh, wonderful. Senior Services, our address here is what?
Our address here is 101 South Grove.
And you put on the greatest parties and all kinds of good things for seniors.
We do. They need to just come out and just see us and have a great time.
All right. Well, before we go, may I try to do this? To be or not to be? Can I act? Oh.
I don't know.
We are at the Elgin Area Chamber, 31 South Grove. Going to talk with President Carol Gieske. What an exciting month you have for us.
Jeff, we have so many things ahead of us. Small businesses are all invited to come in March. We have a couple of sessions. One is Are You Lost? We can help you with search engine optimization. Kim Gilmore with Gilmore Marketing Concepts will be in and talking, and it's a free session, so come on down. You can register on elginchamber.com. We also have a customer service series. You know, Jeff, that's so important with our businesses, so let's make sure we maximize our customer service skills. And so there's another session. You can register again on our website. So we invite all of the businesses to come on down to our office.
Oh, good things in March. You're always a busy lady. Now, April in the last 3 years has meant a lot to me. What does it mean?
It means Open Elgin 2020. Ooh. Jeff, we're so excited. This is the 4th year that we're offering this self-guided free architectural tour of Elgin. So that Saturday afternoon from 12 to 4, we'll have about 30 different locations that are open, generally not open to the public, but open to the public on that day for the architectural tour. So you can go to our website, openelgin.com, and look at that schedule, the maps of all of the buildings that will be on that schedule, like First United Methodist Church, the Congregation Knesset Israel, the Elgin History Museum, Lors Park Pavilion, and of course the always popular observatory with School District E46, which is the most visited site, Jeff, because it's not open that often to the public.
It's not. It's showcased a lot. A lot of folks enjoy going to that now. It's visible with that. It is a sight to be seen. A lot of history in that because a lot of radio shows in the 30s and 40s originated there because the Watch Factory would sponsor them.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff, a lot of history, and it just is such an architectural gem in the community. So we're pleased to have a schedule that's available from 12 to 4. You choose the locations that you want to go to, the buildings you haven't had a chance to see. The professional building is one of those. The Elgin Fire Barn, if you haven't had the chance to see the Fire Barn, is a wonderful place.
And the like. We're almost out of time. You're a charm as well. So we appreciate that. The Open Elgin, April 25th. Carol Gieske, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for being with us. You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. Elgin Today was produced for the City of Elgin by One Source Productions. I'm Jeff Myers. Thanks for watching Elgin Today.